Hello. First thing, to get a Steam LT, just go to the knowledge.faro.com, scroll down to software, Steam, and if we go to download, we can see a Steam LT downloads. In quick steps, here we have the version and how to download the software. Click right here, and we will go straight to the FARO box, where we can just download the software. And once the software is downloaded, you can just run the installer, press OK, next, accept, next, next, one more time, install, next, and then the software will be automatically installed on your computer. Okay, if we launch the software, by default it will go to the folder where we have the project. So first thing, here I have two projects, one is a facade, another is a training project. And if we want to open any other particular project, we can go to open project, and we can go to the folder where we have the projects, and open the project that we want. But in my case, I want to open this project. It's a facade project. And if you are a Steam user, the user interface is exactly the same, but without the processing and registration tabs. But we can go to import, and what we can do here is we can import scans, and not only in a FARO format, if not that we can import scans in one of the most typical open format, like FLS is from FARO, PTS, PTX, or for example E57. And we can import the scans, we can visualize them, as we will see later, or we can also import projects. So here we can import any Steam project, any kind of Steam project that we want. We can import some objects in project, like WRL cat objects. Okay, in those formats we can import a project from a website cloud, we can update the project, or we can import pictures into our project in standard formats. Okay, once this is done, it's next up is time to explore the project. Something important when we are working with a 3D software, it's how to learn how to correctly navigate through the 3D data. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to explain it's very easy way. I really recommend to go here, go to Smart View. Okay, again, go here and be sure that we are in a perspective view. So if here we can see switch camera to mode orthographic, we are in the right way. And let's see how to fly through the data. So if you see, we have a circle in the middle of the screen. So if we have the mouse inside of the circle and we make left click, we can rotate, and it's like we are rotating our head. It's like if we are looking around. However, if I have the mouse out of the circle and I make left, and I make click with the left button of the mouse, you can see what I'm doing. I'm rotating, and now the point of the point cloud that it's in the center of the circle is my base point for the rotation. So it works different if I have the mouse inside of the circle and than if I have the mouse outside of the circle. Well, so next thing about how to fly through the data, if we make a double click over one point of the point cloud, the software, it will automatically fly to that point. Okay, good. Yeah, and next thing that I want to show you is if I have the mouse inside of the circle. Okay, keep the mouse here, make left click, and now you can look around, but if you press the W key from your keyboard, you will go forward. If you press the key S, you will go backward, and you can move the mouse at the same time that you are pressing any of these keys. So you can be easily flying through the data. Well, and if while you hold the W, you press the Shift key, you will go faster. Okay, so you can see I press it, release, press Shift, I'm going faster. So it's just to go faster. And if I press the letter D, I go to the right side. If I press the letter A, I go to the left side. And one last thing that we can make a last option is with the keys R and F. With the R, I go up, and with the letter F, I go down. And it doesn't matter if I'm looking to the ground or if I'm looking to the top. I press R and I can be going up independently about where I'm looking. F, I'm going down. Yeah, with these tricks it will be very easy for you to navigate through the data. And then last thing that I recommend is to use the adaptive size of the point cloud, okay, and use a medium size, a small, any of them is right, the size to render the points. But I really recommend this. In the full video tutorial of Steam, it's explained how to use the rest of the options. And here, for example, I'm going to explain which kind of things we can do. We can visualize the project. In this case, we are visualizing the point cloud of the project. We can also open one of the scans, make double click. We'll open from the quick view. Now the scan is being loaded. As you can see, the square is not completely blue. Now it's loaded, it's completely blue, and the resolution of the scans here we can see now it's a correct resolution. We can make zoom in, zoom out. We are seeing the scan from the point of view of the scan. In this case, it's a scan which is only I think it's 70 degrees, so it's a scan. It's not a full scan. It's just a part to scan this facade. Okay, but imagine what I can do from this point of view. I can choose an area, for example, like this area. From here, I can go to view, 3D view. Can visualize it in a 3D view, and even if I want, I can just choose some points, for example, over the facade. And here I can create some object. I can create, for example, a plane. Here I have the fit plane properties, and I can export any of these planes if I want. Go to export and export like a DXF, for example, without any kind of problems. Okay, good. More things that I can do. I can take any kind of measurements, just measure points. I can make a click here, for example, or if imagine that I want to know which is the height. Yeah, to do this I need to hold Control key, okay, because if not I cannot even make zoom in, zoom out. But if I hold Control key, and now I want to measure up to that point, press enter. Here we have the distance is 5 meters, 0.74. If I make click over this, I can go to its properties. I can go to its properties, okay, and here I can see the overall distance, the vertical distance that I want to see. If I want to see also vertical distance, I don't want to see this. For example, this is the height from that point to this point is 5.7 meters. I can easily take these measurements. If I want to take a screenshot of this point of view, okay, where I have a plane that I'm going to delete it, I have a notation to fix this area. Also another thing that I can do is make an annotation, go to here, say finish this, say okay, and I want to take an annotation of this to share with anybody. I can save a screenshot, and I can save the what I'm seeing right now in the screen in any place like a picture. Well, more things that I can do from the point of view of the scanner is like, for example, I can come here and switch off the color and see the scans by grayscales, by intensity. There we go. And here we are seeing the points of the scan with the resolution, with the color in a gray scales in function of the intensity of the points. If I want to go again back to the color mode, make click here again. and here we are again. Also, if I want to mark a point, for example, imagine that I want to make a point here, click with the mouse, for example, here in the letter A, I can make a point. If I want to mark a plane, okay, imagine that I want to extend a plane here, automatically I can make a, for example, click, yes, let me choose, for example, one plane, right, this plane. Yeah, I can automatically do it, or this other small plane, now this other. Yeah, I can create this kind of planes. And again, if I want, I can perfectly export any of them like a DXF. Well, this is basically what I can do from the point of view. Oh yeah, I can also view the overview map of the project. Okay, here is like a 2D CAD created from a top view, and here I have any of the scans. For example, I can see from the quick view, from a 3D view. This is a 3D view of one of the scans, okay. So I can visualize, and again I can also take measurements in a 3D view without any kind of problems. And if I want to see the different distance, I can go here and I can see the horizontal, vertical, and activate if I want to show them there. Yeah. Well, the last thing that I want to explain from this tab from Explore, it's the clipping box. Okay, so we have, first of all, we have 3 different ways to create a clipping box. One of them is to create an automatic clipping box whose faces or axes are parallel to our coordinate system reference, okay, to the axis of the coordinate reference system. If you can see, this face is parallel to the y-axis, this other is parallel to the x-axis. And another way to create a clipping box, it's just, for example, to make a three clicks, and one of the face, it will be parallel to the plane of these 3 points. Or last thing, it's I can create only with 1 click, and the face, it will be parallel to the area of the point clouds in which I have done click. But anyway, any clipping box that I creating, I can make it smaller, I can make it bigger with any of these things. I can also rotate it. Okay, I can orientate it. If I want to rotate it, it's no problem, I can perfectly do it. And you can move it. If you want to move it, you can also move it. So you can, at any time, you can manipulate it. And the utility, one of the utilities of the point cloud is, for example, imagine that you only want to export this facade, okay, and you don't want to export any other points. So we can choose this area. And now I can make right click over the clipping box, active clipping box, and export all the points of this clipping box, or send this to the website cloud. And then I can create it and I can export. One more thing that I can do is, with this clipping box activated, I'm going to choose small area, yes, to do this faster. For example, that I'm going to create a mesh of the clipping box. I'm going to choose the highest quality, this resolution, and optimize geometry and color, or only geometry. Yeah, and now the mesh, it has been created. Yeah, so here we can see it next to the point cloud. If we want to see only the mesh, we can make right click, view, 3D view, and now I'm seeing this mesh. The mesh that I have created, it can be exported. So if I go to export, I can perfectly export like STL, PLY, OBJ, or WRL. I can also make a selection to create a mesh. If I go to the 3D view of the project, to the point cloud of the project, I'm going to delete the clipping box. Yeah, and for example, I'm going to choose small area. Now right click selection, I can create a mesh from here, create object, plane, main point, or even I can go here and mesh selection. And again, I can choose how I want to close the holes or the gaps in the point cloud. If I want to create a watertight, if I want to perform any kind of a smoothing, and the number of triangles or the resolution of the point clouds, and again, if I want to optimize the geometry only or geometry and color and texture, and then press create. Well, something important now, if you realize one of the scans is loaded, the blue circle, the blue square is there, the others are not loaded, and this it means that each scan that I have loaded is using the memory of my computer, so it's recommended to unload the scans if I don't have to use them anymore. Click unload the scans and it's done. Yeah, so if we go to the next tab to export, here we can see that we can export the scans. I always recommend to export the scans like ordered, and we can export in many different formats like DXF, XYZ, EGS, PTS, PTX, point tools, or scan file. Okay, we can also export the point cloud of the project. Okay, with any of this format. I think that probably E57 is the most typical format now. And something that we can also do is we can export the project. We need to save the change before, and we can export this project like a recap project in a RCP, so it can be exported here. Okay, yeah. But the overview map is something that we can also export the overview map without any problems. We can export to any place like a DX, like a TIFF, like a picture, or like a DXF. So it will create a DXF with the orthophoto, with the picture already inserted in the DXF and within a real scale, so we can directly make drawings over the overview map. Yeah, basically this is the basic features that I can do, and yeah, that I can do with the StreamLT. We can also upload the project to the website cloud if we need it. And if, for example, you need to change any settings for visualization, you can go to the settings tab, go to import settings, go to the view options, go to export, and go to web share.